Hey everyone, I thought I would just do a little video today. Unfortunately it's under bad circumstances, so I apologise in advance if this is a little upsetting for some people. Something was brought to my attention yesterday evening, which has struck a chord with me, and I know it is probably going to with a lot of you as well. Unfortunately, not a member of our group, my group that I run, but a member of another group that I am part of on Facebook. She sadly took her own life yesterday. She was a youngish lady and she leaves behind 3 young children, which is absolutely heartbreaking and devastating. I don't really know where to start with this. Yesterday there was a search for her because she had posted online that she wasn't able to cope anymore, that the pain was too much for her and this was her only option. Her local police were involved in searching for her. I'm not going to name this lady, I don't feel like it's my place to, just in case any of her family members or friends haven't been made aware of this yet. I know the majority are, but some may not know. But there was a search for this lady yesterday, and unfortunately yesterday evening she was found by the police, and tragically and sadly she'd taken her own life. She had gone through with what she had thought that day, and it really resonated with me, in all honesty. It's really struck a chord. It's sad to have known of this lady. I don't know her on a personal level, but I know of her. Like I say, she was part of another Facebook group that I am part of. And in all honesty, to know that there's a lady out there who was suffering with the same condition that what I suffer with, got to a point where she no longer felt like she could deal with it, and that her only option was to take her own life. That's heartbreaking. I can't, to be fair, I wanted to do this video, but I can't even begin to find the right words to express how I'm feeling at the moment, express my sympathy to her family and her friends and her children that are left behind. Surely this is wrong. Surely a young lady in a situation where she has a chronic illness gets to a point where she feels like she has no other option but to end her own life. Surely that is wrong. Surely we're doing something wrong as a society. Surely the health professionals, the medical professionals, the NHS, the private sector, whoever she was with, surely something has gone wrong there. She has been failed by them. How can we be in a world right now where people can go and live on the moon for 6 months at a time, or travel to Mars in the near future, but yet there's people out there with young families that are diagnosed with chronic illnesses that get to a point where their symptoms are so unmanaged that their only option to end their pain is to end their life. I can't comprehend it. It is ridiculous that we are at that stage where people are ending their lives because there isn't the right support out there for them. Now, in all honesty, I can sympathise with this lady. I have been at stages in my life where I thought that was my only option, and I have contemplated it. But I have reached out, and luckily I have found support that has pulled me through the really dark times that I've been through. And I can't sit here and say that it's never going to happen again. I can't sit here and say that I'm never going to be in a position where I feel like that is my only option, because living with these illnesses is horrendous. It is debilitating, it is embarrassing, it is humiliating, having to be looked after and cared for. And a lot of people don't want to reach out for help. But on the other hand, a lot of people do try and reach out for help and they don't get it. They don't know where to turn because services in their areas are so underfunded. Medications are being withdrawn by the NHS because they're too expensive to prescribe now. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting that I have had to be made aware of this lady's death because she was suffering too much and could not handle it, and even the thought of her own children, leaving them behind, wasn't enough for her. The pain was so overwhelming that she took her own life. Now, suicide has been a part of my life. I have lost friends to suicide due to mental illness. A friend of mine was begging for help and was discharged from a psychiatric hospital, and a couple of days later he commits suicide. A friend of my partner's was suffering severe depression and he commits suicide. So it has been something that's been close to my family. It is something that's close to my heart. Like I say, I can't sit here and say I've never contemplated it, because I have been in that situation. But what I wanted to do is just outline that this happens and it somehow gets brushed under the carpet. People are aware that the NHS is underfunded and the services in certain areas are underfunded, but that also means that lives end because of that. Not only because people don't get the treatment that they need and sadly they die from their condition, but people can't handle their condition anymore and they feel like they have to take their own life as a way out. Now, I just wanted to say that if there is anybody out there that is watching this video that knows me on a personal level, that knows me only via the Facebook group that I run, I mean, I'm close to 1,200 members in that group now in such a short space of time, and I feel a sense of responsibility as admin of that group for every single member who posts in there and that gives support. Now, if there's anybody in my group, on my friends list, on my YouTube channel, that knows me on a personal level, that doesn't know me at all, that wants to talk to me, then please message me. If there is anything that I can help with, if there's any way that I can point you in the right direction to get some support, anything that I can do that would maybe save a life and save the heartbreak of a family and children of losing a parent or a mum or a dad or a sister or an uncle or a brother, or even a parent losing a child, please message me. I will do everything that I can to help and support every person that messages me and that needs it. At the end of the day, we need to come together and help each other, because there's not enough services and funding for everyone, unfortunately, and there isn't much that we can do about that because that is completely out of our hands. So I want to say that if anybody needs anything, to please message me. I will try and point you in the right direction. I do know that there are crisis teams in every CCG in England. I'm not sure about Scotland and Wales, but I know that there are crisis teams in every CCG in England. There are charities, if you look online, that you can speak to anonymously. Mind is one of them. Another one obviously is the Samaritans. Whatever condition it is that you suffer with, Google it, because there are charities and foundations out there specifically tailored to each condition, and maybe they can help. Maybe they can point you in the right direction of specialists and consultants and psychotherapists and anything that you might need. And at the end of the day, please, if anybody out there is watching this that is having the worst time of their lives right now, maybe mental illness, physical illness, depression, financial trouble, they've lost a loved one, please think twice before making such a drastic and tragic decision to take your own life. I understand, like I say, I have been there, but please think twice, please reach out, please try and get the help. It is not the only option. It is not the only option. Help is out there. It may be hard to find, but it is out there. It is limited, I will agree, but if you can't find it in your area, at least talk to somebody in a support group, talk to a stranger, knock on a next door neighbour's door and tell them what's going through your mind. Anything is better than waking up to the tragic news that somebody has taken their own life. I hate to do a video like this, I really, really do, but I really wanted to do it to outline that this happens. This unfortunately happens, and these 3 beautiful young girls this morning are dealing with the fact that their mummy is not coming home because their mummy was suffering with a debilitating chronic illness that wasn't managed well enough, and she felt like she couldn't cope anymore. And that is tragic, that is heartbreaking. That literally choked me up, and I'm struggling to get through this video with the thought of that. So please, if anybody out there wants to talk to me that is going through anything similar, I've been through a hell of a lot, trust me, and I think I can offer support to anybody that needs it. So please, please message me if you need to. And to this lady's family, if you do ever somehow stumble across this video, you have my sympathy. I am extremely sorry for your loss and the tragic news that came to me yesterday, and I just hope that this lady somehow can now find peace, that her pain is no longer. That is the only way that I think that your family and friends and loved ones will get through that. I have lost a loved one. I've lost my dad coming up to 6 years ago, and he was poorly, and that's how I get through a day. It is heartbreaking to lose a parent at a young age, so I hope that you find strength in the fact that yes, this lady took her own life, but she is now out of pain, and it is tragic that was her only way. But may she rest in peace, and hopefully this video will reach out to other people in similar circumstances, and hopefully I can help in any way. God bless.